remember how long, guess I always been this way, running 90 miles a minute all night and day, doing things that'd kill a lesser man or get him locked up tight. Never meant to hurt nobody, no I ain't like that, just trying to make my way any way I can. There's a lot of folks out there wanna slow me down, make me act right.
My name is Brandon Mork, from Chicago, Illinois, northwest suburbs. Got a 2003 Mustang Cobra that I bought brand new when I was 19. Pretty much just kind of turned off into as a fun thing with me and my friends, and got sick of losing all the time and blowing up mod motors. So over the years we got a little bit more serious because it's an expensive hobby, and if you're gonna do it, I guess you gotta kind of just go all in. So we went from having a lot of hobbies, boating, snowmobiling, motorcycles, cars, and decided to just kind of go all into the cars for a few years. So, you know, had a lot of help from a lot of different people and got some sponsors along the way, and cars starting to come along pretty good. And you know, we've been doing a lot of traveling and just out here having fun, just seeing what we can do, and turning on some wind lights and going rounds everywhere we go. And that's really it. Just have fun with it and try to do the best we can with what we got. So my first and only real race car, I mean, I owned a couple Mustangs when I was growing up that were nothing. They were just street cars to have fun with. I bought this car new when I was 19. You know, went from having a 500 horsepower Eaton setup on it to Whipples, and we used to go around, just mess around on the streets and get our ass kicked all the time. And then in 2010, the car turned into a twin turbo car, cage, all sorts of stuff that me and my buddies did in a two-car garage. After that, you know, we race a few times a year. We do okay, but you know, we either break it or spin or just everything messing around, you know, the struggle bus of learning. But this is really the only car I've ever raced, and it's come a long way. We've come a long way. We've all learned a lot, and we're just out here doing the best we can with what we got. So kind of a cool one, cool race for me. We're back at home. We always had King of the Streets. It was one of the first original OG no preps by us, and but as I was getting into racing, the guys were getting faster and faster, and I was kind of on the coattails of what they had done a couple years prior. So they had made this junior class, which was kind of more of like an entry-level deal. You know, we could go some rounds in it. Sometimes we go out first round, but you know, for I'd say 4 or 5 years, we always participated in it. So we've now won that race 4 times in a row, and it went from losing it about 8 times in a row. So to me, that was real cool. Something back home with all the friends and family around. But since then, we've been able to go to a lot of different tracks around Ohio to Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Oklahoma, and you know, we started getting a lot of wins under our belts. You know, it's really just all about, you know, getting a little bit of help from people and learning how to do yourself your own favors. Because once we started to have a car that was threatening to people, your help and support line falls off from friends nearby and people that you're racing against, because they start seeing you as a threat instead of someone that just needs help. So I guess my biggest accomplishment is just kind of at some point learning how to take the laptop, go out on my own, be willing to lose to learn how to win. And the more we do it, the more wins we get, and the better we've gotten at it. So, and now we got a good group of guys. All of us at 247 Motorsports, just like nothing serious, just a fun deal that we have with our friends and my wife. And you know, all our cars are running pretty good. We have different setups for different tracks, and that's really it. So just kind of making it a family, meeting new people, getting away from the hometown, and just enjoy it. The wife's always been into racing. She's always loved going and doing it. The more we raced, the more I could see her wanting to race. And you know, at some point, I think sometimes she likes it more than I do. You know, because it's just, anybody knows that racing cars, it's just nonstop. You know, it's a second job. So 2 years ago, or about 3 years ago, I had bought her a 2007 Shelby GT. And it was a twin turbo, 3-valve car. We started to teach her how to drive that, but she always wanted to be able to drive it on the street too. And it wasn't as street friendly, it ran hot and stuff. So 2 years ago for Mother's Day, my son and I went and got her a 2017 twin turbo GT. And since then, you know, she's really evolved as a racer. She likes to go to every event. If there's not a class for her, she cons me into begging the promoters to make one. And you know, we ended up buying a setup that we can take the whole family with, both cars. So really, it's just kind of more so than not, you know, I got my good buddies that always help when they can, but they can't always travel. So as a family, we're trying to learn how to race together, teach her the line, teach me to like have me tune both cars while she's doing chip draws and lining me up. I line her up, and she's making me proud as hell. And next in line's little man. So as soon as I can get him out there driving my car, I'll probably retire. So last year in 2020. We went to a lot of races. We had a lot of good luck. If the car didn't fail, we'd almost always be in the final or semifinal every single race. I kind of met the limit of my chassis last year. I had a lot of problems breaking rear ends, torque boxes, boost clamps, just all things that were like entry level that I always tried to keep my car a street car, and it made me realize that it needed to turn into a race car. So this winter, because we lost a lot of money. We left a lot of money on the table last year with those brakes. So this year we kind of revamped the chassis. I took on a sponsor, Wisconsin Race Cars. Matt Lindsay did a great job on the car. Did torque boxes for me, a 9-inch rear end. We added a few bars for safety. It's still not as safe as it should be. But we got the major stuff done, and now it's learn it all over again. And you know, every time we think we have it figured out and it's fast, we do. But now I got all these adjustments, I just can't stop playing with stuff. So I've been doing a lot of just first round trial instead of testing, which all my friends yell at me and say I'm stupid, but with work, it is what it is. You know, you gotta try it when you can, and for me, it just tends to be first round. So we've put the car in the winner's circle, I think 3 times already this year, or 4. Looking to keep going strong with that. I've tried a lot of different things that are working and not working. Ron Gaberdith from Afterworks has been helping me a lot with shock tuning and stuff like that. He's a great dude, very knowledgeable. I always got my guy Dave Clayput that helps me. He's very smart. He's my trans guy from Performance Transmissions. And you know, all in all, we're just trying to do what we can. Everyone wants to win, but the more this racing progresses, the faster everybody's getting. So we took a great power plant and have an okay chassis, and now we're trying to kind of level out the playing field, but competition's stiff. Obviously, without my family, I wouldn't be racing. Without the support of my wife and my son liking it and everything like that, it just wouldn't happen. I don't know how some guys do it without their wives. If I was going all the time and she wasn't into it, I don't know how it would work out. So obviously a huge shout out to them. As far as sponsors go, I have Dave from Performance Racing Transmissions, become one of my great friends through this, and just a smart dude I can count on whenever I need him. DeSolmo Racing does all my engines for me. Him and the Bruners have been a huge help for any motor stuff I've needed. I got Phil Devine, who's been just as knowledgeable as can be with small block Fords and turbos. It's like his power plant that he always used, and I just happen to have it. So him and mine mesh really well, and are getting a great program going together with that. As I mentioned, Matt Lindsay did the whole chassis, did a great job with Wisconsin Race Cars. Pete Hughes has just been amazing. You know, like this whole group of people I'm mentioning, and the places I used to use and pay for things had, you know, subpar at best customer support. If you needed help, good luck. And these guys have all just been awesome. Like, you know, people that answer their phone on a Sunday to help a racer, they're a different breed, and they're successful for it, you know. Now I know a lot of them are getting overwhelmed because we're all using their stuff because it's working, but, you know, just a huge shout out to all of them. My buddy Craig, I can't forget about, he wrapped the car for me this year. It turned out killer, changing the color up. And his brother from Sticker Dude Designs always got me with whatever I need for that. And, you know, Justin Price had come on board with Skinnies back in the day. A lot of the stuff we do hasn't been BYOP lately, so it's mostly water burnout track stuff. And then I got Glenn from Billet Specialties, came on board with the car, got it looking killer, got me a set of wheels as fast as he could. Turned out awesome. So, but those are pretty much all my guys and everyone that's on board with the car. and you know, I couldn't ask for anything more. Just 247 to the front. I mean, we're coming. If we're there, watch out. I mean, we might not be the best car, and I might not be the smartest motherfucker, but I promise you I'll learn, and we're gonna be there.
Yeah, remember how long? Guess I always been this way, running 90 miles a minute all night and day, doing things that'd kill a lesser man or get him locked up tight. Never meant to hurt nobody, no I ain't like that, just trying to make my way any way I can. There's a lot of folks out there wanna slow me down, make me act right.